Hi, my name is James Cutler, and in this instructional video, I'm going to step us through the process of patching a hole in this unconventional sheetrock wall. In my last installation sculpture, I had to recess fit this medicine cabinet in this hole. Because the medicine cabinet was so wide, one of the studs had to be cut out when I removed the drywall. So the first step is to re-support this stud. The way we do that, take a 2x4, we're going to put it inside. We're going to connect it to reconnect and support the stud from the top and the bottom. Now that the stud's been re-supported, we need to be adding interior braces here and here to serve as backing for when we reattach the drywall. As you can see, what we've done is created a great pocket support for the drywall to fit right back into, and we'll secure it back on these braces or scabs. Now that the bracing is in place, we can test with our drywall. This was the original piece of drywall I cut out. You can see part of the stud is on it. Now, we'll screw this in place. Then apply seam tape along all the edges. But before we can do that, we're going to have to take out part of the paint to make sure there's good adhesion for the tape. Now, as you can see, I removed layers of paint so that I can make sure that I get good adhesion from the seam tape when I apply it along the edges. Before I do that, I'm going to have to screw this to the wall. Now I've made sure that the braces have been tight against the sheetrock so that when I installed this, the edges are all level. This makes sure that when I tape and fill with mud, the wall remains flat. Now, as you can see, everything's in place and we're ready to apply the wall repair tape. I have one last piece of seam tape to apply. Then, after that, we'll build up thin layers of mud to even out the surface. This will be my first layer. I'll let this dry, sand, and reapply. So I've added several thin layers of the joint compound to all the sides. I've fanned it out a lot, so again, to get this transition from the wall to the interior wall to be as smooth as possible. I've used a fan just to kind of help speed that process up between layers. Also too, sanding block helps to make sure that it's all smooth in between on all sides. Also, another thing I've changed, in the beginning I used a smaller spackling knife just to get it on, but I've changed to a little bit of a wider one, so that when I'm going over the lines, I get a lot wider area, so it enables me to get a smoother line from the out to the in. So now I'm just filling the last bit of the parts that I think are uneven. There isn't too much left. Once I finish doing this should be the last part. I'll take a sanding block to it and I'll be ready to paint. So now it's painted, and let me just tell you guys, if you were thinking about embarking on cutting a hole in the wall, and you've never done it before, and you've never repaired a hole in the wall before, it's a little bit more than you may think. Actually seems like less work than it actually is, but once you get the hang of it, it comes by a lot faster. So here's final product with a few more paint coats on it, and it'll look brand new soon.